Get to work this morning. Poncho. Overslab.
Think you can squeeze through that bridge up there, Taylor?
Do what now, Stevie?
You think you can squeeze through the bridge up there, or you gonna go around a long way?
No, I can squeeze through this.
Do I need to get in there before you do with this mark?
Yeah, probably so. I'll stay out of your hair. You go in this back way and I'll come in the front way and I'll stay put. I'll go in that road that heads past the trees, and you can go in that road that heads past the houses.
You wanna go past the church?
Yeah, yes sir. Yeah, I'll go past the church. I didn't know how to explain it. So anyways, Poncho overslept. Tim, I don't know if he's hungover or what, but he gets here, sees the Poncho ain't here, unclops out, turns around and goes home. I'm sure there's a story to that. John had to take him home, and John's coming back. So me and Terry and Mikey tried to start Poncho. Meanwhile, we called Poncho, woke Poncho up. He's like, "Oh God, I'll be here in a minute." So me and Derek and Mikey started the wood misers. We had a debacle. We started the baker without air, so flung the band off the wheels off the bat. Both of them. The wood misers, we had a heck of a time. We was convinced there's no horsepower going to it. There's no electricity going to it. I told Gary, I said, surely there's electricity going to it because it's got to work. So finally we figured that there's a few safety features on it. And we got the safety features figured out, and then we got her fired up. So the saws are up and running. Then we had a chaos with the boards right off the bat. Mikey's calf swelled up, and I don't know what the heck happened to him. But he's limping around doing his thing. And Poncho's on the way. So then we ain't got a truck driver because Junkyard had to take Christine to her last appointment, I think, in Evansville. So what can Brown do for you, buddy? So we ain't got nobody drive truck. We're trying to spit out. Roger's here and ready to go. But he needs to skid off me and Bruce. So we're setting up a satellite yard to run the truck. So we said, thank God for once. Thank you, Rick and Ball. Rick and Ball showed up, right lickety split, got in the service truck with Roger, and we all headed down the road. So Rick and Ball's dad run trucks for Boulder Quarry for years, his whole career, to the best of my knowledge. So we're figuring that because Rick and Ball's dad can run the truck, Rick Ball's sure to run the truck. Tested for man. Yeah, but you got crazy stuff going on all the time. It seems it seems like you get plenty of bad days, but for some reason today is just one of them days. Alright, we got I cut enough to get cleaned up to where we got to get cleared up. It's going to rain tonight, cats and dogs, so I need to jump on that air skidder and help Roger out. If I get a minute, was that cool down? I'm sorry. You're not supposed to, I don't know why I'm apologizing to you guys, but well, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. No, it's cooled down. Man, I'm telling you, this thing runs cooler. I don't know, it's cooled back down, the weather has too. But I think between them pressures, fixing them pressure settings, We'll see when it gets hot, but man, it's made a heck of a difference. That and the 550, I guess. I don't know what the credit to what, but the two of them together has helped out. All right, we got a soft spot down here, down that hole. We've been trucking out Tiny. Now we're set up, the Tiny yard's right there. So I'll get y'all up in the drone. I'll fly y'all up in the drone after I get the skidder moving. Maybe drone a little bit while I'm skidding. But it's, Rick Ball's losing logs and everything else. Stevie's getting kind of wild loading. That's a load of pulp there. He's, we're getting pulp out of the tops of them. And we're going heavy on the pulp because of the Corona mulch. Rick and Ball, think you need to tighten your grapple up because you're spilling wood. Look at that. Right in the ground, right in the dirt. Ah, look at these tires. They are Logger Lug 3s. Made by Goodyear. Well, I never thought I'd be bragging on a Goodyear Forestry tire, but I like this. 44s. 44-inch Logger lugs. Yeah, I know, there's oil all over the floor. The daggone brake valve. I think we changed the brake valve. I think Derek did. I never. And he might not have done it. We gotta change the brake valve if we ain't changed it already. It's been coming on for a few years. Alright, bucket of earth. Alright, anything else, just holler. Okay, will do, buddy. Alright, let's get this thing fired up.
Dude, they're taking off fresh ground. They'll probably be on that. Well, give us just a minute. I'm gonna drop this truck first. Okay, I'm at wobbling and wait on it. He's got this heat in here.
Yeah, we got another. I've got the helmet. Might have to chill too. Oh no, chill getting messed up. dodgy, dodgy. I don't know what I ran over, but I can't fly the drone and drive the skidder both.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to prep ourselves for the rain. It's coming. Oh man, we've been rained out so many times, and I'm confused on what day this was. See, because I'm editing this stuff later on, and I don't. Yeah, he's getting ready for a rain. Yeah, and so this would have been Thursday. Yeah, this would have been Thursday. It's been Thursday evening. Friday, mill won't run, and guys won't show up for the mill this Friday. I can't remember if we was rained out the next day or not. I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you for sure. But we're prepping for rain. Whether we get it or not and get rained out or not, I don't know at this point while I'm editing. Rick and Ball got shut down for the day. Truck shut down. Big Mama's loading out the last of the trucks, I believe, while me and Raji prepped for getting ready. And the hole that me and Roger's pulling out of, the property line's on the other side of Stevie over there. And what do y'all think of the pine that's left standing? What do y'all think of the canopy of the pine? Some of the spots look bare because it was kind of towards the bottom of the sinkhole that I'd left up there, and they, you know, what was left in the down on the canopy was some, what I'm past there's an elm on the left. I believe that's an elm. It might be a poplar, but there's a bunch of elm and crap like that left in the bunch, sycamore, stuff like that, and it needed butchered out of there. You could see how the briars and stuff's growing up in the undergrowth there. It needs, the canopy's shading that in a little bit, and it's growing, it needs to be growing back trees, and it's growing back junk. So what it needs is destroyed, is what it needs, and let the sunlight get down to the floor through these areas that we're skidding in, and get some regeneration spots going, because the pine is fixed the ground back. It's done its job. Now, Brad, I think's a Forester on this job again, and Brad didn't want to take the pine totally out. I don't know why. I'm not a Forester. I don't understand that. I assume what he's thinking is the pine ain't quite done yet. But it makes it hard to cut in some of these spots because he was pretty selective in the way he marked the pine. It almost didn't leave us room to get in. That's a piece of sassafras snag here beside the skidder. So I assume that he wants the pine to keep. And if you take out too many pine, they're weak rooted. And the way the pine are in the ground, this white pine here especially, not necessarily the Virginia or shortleaf or whatever that other pine is, they lay over easy. So if you take too many out, it loses its wind resistance ability and they kind of fall over on top of each other. So you almost, a lot of times we just clear cut it, but it looks like crap, and I can understand some landowners don't like that and stuff like that because they're, you know, this bunch of landowners, they do a lot of hunting and stuff, and they need spots in the woods. They need spots because a lot of this stuff needs regenerated. So, but they need spots to hang out to hunt and stuff, and places to congregate and stuff like that. But a lot of this woods right here needs leveled. It just needs leveled and started over. So I think what Brad's craftily doing is he's coming through here and setting up places to regenerate in pockets, and then other pockets, be selective about it, and then use the next round of logging to be regenerating it, while other pockets are, like say, 15-20 year old regeneration spot to where the deer can hide and lay and stuff like that and hide from prey. You know, that's kind of where the animals like to sleep and hide from prey. Look at all that undergrowth down there. What that is that's the canopy shaded, and it's shaded it down in trees that they're not busting it. Fresh trees are not busting up through the hole like they need to be. Which after some of the openings, see like behind the skidder back here, see that opening? That needs, the water's good there, it's got good water supply, it needs to regenerate. It needs sunlight hitting the ground and start popping trees. That's what it needs. It's just been a little too shaded, a little too long. And this spot where we put our yard here, that was another spot that's going to be regenerated, you know. And now I put the camera on the front of the skidder, so you kind of listen to the skidder go and stuff like that. But look at all that undergrowth. And now the trees in the canopy in front of the skidder stuff, there's a couple cherry mixed through it. And I think this spot don't have any walnut, but the next hole over has got a pile of walnut growing up through it. I think this had a few walnuts scattered in it. So then that's another thing. How do you treat your walnut? You know, it's complex. I do not envy the foresters for the decisions they have to make. All I got to do, logging. All we got to do logging is just do the best job we can do. Try not to knock that pine over with my drag. You try not to butcher up things. You try to do the best you can and try to follow what the forester started and try to kind of do what he's started, you know. But that's it. That's the extent of the way we got to do the, you know, that's the extent of our forestry. You know what I mean? And I know some people's like, well, that's hard too, you know. But I'd rather be doing that part than doing the forestry part, and because that is very complex and there's a lot of science that goes into deciding what they're doing, you know, and deciding what, you know. And then you got some logging companies log different than other logging companies, so you got to make a plan that's overall best for everyone. Complex. It's a complex situation. I'm glad I'm not making them calls. Them calls are hard calls to make. Notice how the top's left in that tree. That comes back here in a few days. Remember them tops being some of them trees. We skid them straight out, and most of it was white pine. I was like, oh, screw it.
Must be about the end of it. Well, I got plenty more over there. Guess we can start in on that. Or we can call it a day. Stevie be ready to call it a day.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the buttons and leave me likes, comments, stuff. Let me know what's up. And to anybody's wanting logger weight gear, go to loggerweight.com and help yourself at the shop there. And we got all that good mess. Take care of it. And mostly just want to say thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a good one later on.